Also, I walk around a lot, so I'm making sure I don't fall. I have 5 minutes. Just 5. Maybe 6.
Yeah.
I once was told I went to school, Hope International in Southern California, and I was once told that I was supposed to talk for 5 minutes. I don't know if you're joking or not, but I'm telling you now, probably won't stick to 5 minutes. That time I stuck to 15. They had to cut other people out. There were like 3 other people that were supposed to talk. They cut them out because of me. Anyway, my name is Nathan. I'm from LA, California, Southern California area. I've lived there my whole life. My dad is a youth pastor. My mom is an amazing woman of God, and I grew up in the church. And growing up in the church, God, church, prayer, all of that was like brushing your teeth. You did it in the morning, you did it at night, and you kind of moved on with your day. Okay? It was very easy, it was very simple, it was quick, and that's it. You don't think about it. The other thing they should probably know about me is I'm a hopeless romantic. Head over heels, crazy hopeless romantic, and honestly, right now for me, that's terrible. It's awful. It's not a good thing at all. One day it may be really good for some woman, but right now it sucks. And I've never had a girlfriend, but it's always been something I've kind of strived for. So it's been difficult for me and whatnot to deal with that. And a couple of years back, I was at church, and a really good friend of mine was a pastor, and he was speaking. And at one point during worship, and I don't know really what happened or how this kind of started or what really jump-started the entire thing, but it's a God thing through and through. He just started to like talk to me, and it's not really me. I'm not really that sort of charismatic, like thinking that God's actually talking to me in that way, but He did, and I had a conversation in my head, and in other places you can say that and you get thrown into an insane asylum. Here I think I'm a little safe. And He told me, He said, I want you to drop it. I want you to let go of the search that you're looking for, the search for this woman. I want you to drop it, use that passion that I've given you, that love that I've given you, and use it to chase me. And I sat there and I went, no. Sorry, you got the wrong guy. No way, absolutely not. And he's like, no. Listen to me. This is what I'm telling you. This is what you're going to do. And I was like, look, I just can't do that. That's not me. It's this thing that I'm searching for. It's not bad. It's not like I'm chasing after this temptation, this sin. I'm not chasing after something bad. I'm chasing after something good. Something you've given me. You said man is not meant to be alone. I'm not doing anything wrong. He said, yeah, but I want you to chase after me with it. And I said, no. And so it was this huge argument in my head about this. It got to the point where I'm sitting there and I'm bawling my eyes out. And I am not a crier by any stretch of the imagination. I actually haven't cried since then. It's been 2 years. At that point, it's been like 3 or 4 years. I'm not a crier. But I'm bawling my eyes out. And it got to the point where finally I was like, look, fine. Whatever. I'll do it. Like, I haven't felt anything like this before. I'm going to just trust you and I'm just going to do this. And so that was at the beginning of winter break that year. The entire winter break, I was obsessed with reading the Bible and with this one question in my head that I couldn't get rid of. This question that God had put in my head. And He said, what makes a man? This idea got stuck in my head. What is it that God classifies as a man? What should I classify as what a man is? This world has this strange idea of what it should be, but it didn't really seem right? So I was obsessed with this, and I was reading the Bible cover to cover, reading from Matthew all the way to Jude, skip Revelation, who cares about the future, right? And I was just pouring over, reading through all of these different aspects of what God had said, this is what makes a man, what God was saying, you need to do this. I poured over, and what I would do is I had this little post-it notes, and I would write them down. A man is this. And I put them around my bedpost. I had this bedpost with a shelf thing, I just put them all around there. So it was just covered. So every time I woke up in the morning, that's what I saw. Every time I lay down to bed, that's what I saw. This list of these things that God was saying, or I felt God was saying, makes a man. At that time, I'm a writer as well, and words are my thing, so that's also why I get in trouble for talking too much. And at that time, I was getting into this new art form called spoken word, or slam poetry. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but it's a type of poetry that's given, that's performed in front of people. And the slang term for it is spitting. And the reason is that when you do spoken word, it's said that you get so emotional, so into it that you spit. And it's true. It's like spit flies out of people when they're doing this. And I was getting into that because two of my friends had been doing it. And so at that time, I decided to write a piece called What Makes a Man. That was my journey, my struggle through this entire idea. And I joined up with this group with my two friends. We started a group called Spit in the Mud, a play off of Jesus' spit in the mud and the slang term. We thought it was funny. And we started to travel around Southern California. And we would do this. We would write pieces. We would perform them for youth groups. And I really began to understand and learn from God the power of words. Exactly what Philip was talking about up here, that God spoke in parables. He used words because they're powerful, especially when spoken words, pun not intended. And that just hit me. The power that when someone speaks, that you can really change a life in a way that I, even as a writer, obsessed with writing and words, didn't really grasp and fully understand. So that's a snippet into my life, and it's actually leading up to, I actually would like to perform this piece for you, What Makes a Man, because I was told that this is the time when I'm supposed to explain the things that I'm going through, and this is something I will always go through. It's this question of what makes a man. There is a splash though, actually. I'm never over. And as well, this may seem right now like I'm being very sexist, and that I'm like, I'm going to talk to the guys right now, I'm going to talk about manhood. But at the same time, I have this huge feeling from God that this isn't something only for men. This idea of what makes a man is something for women, for everyone. Because not only do guys need to figure it out so they can get their act together, but women need to figure it out so that they know what they're looking for. But at the same time, so that they can kick their guy's butt to make sure that he's doing what he's supposed to. Because we're going to get stubborn way too many times, and I really pray and thank God for the woman that I will end up with, who will not have any trouble with kicking me in the butt to make sure I do this. So anyway, here we go. I brought this up here for a reason. What makes a man? There's got to be an answer. It can't just be some nondescript question, paper slip certificate, fake it till you make it, attitude empty, live the principle gave me to make me grow up. I don't believe it's some useless threat my parents threw in my face so I face the consequences of my ride on the fences of responsibility. Words that float through air without a care and dare you to wish, dare you to dream they could be real, when really they're just lies. It can't be that. Not rumors, urban legends, mythologies about ideology, philosophies that tell you might as well be trying to learn to fly, with wings made from wax and ignorance. So what makes a man? Business suit attire with a tight suit tight to breathe. He's up at 3 to the station by 4:45 for a 2-hour bus ride to work from 7 to 6. And at the end of his 11-hour shift, his slick back hair is soft from the wear of working under a hard man, a merciless man, because as the assistant to a businessman, he's not given the respect he deserves as his own man. And while often it seems like just fate, he's often cheated out of his lunch break. So what does he do? What makes a man? Is it the strength to complain about the difficulty, or the love to refrain because he's got to provide for a family? What makes a man? Foxhole box to keep him in, buddies and comrades by his side, blonde set in a snapshot, hiding in his pocket. He's got a lot to live for. See, she is going to be his wife soon as he gets home, but the phone calls they make to each other every 6 weeks aren't enough. She's all he thinks about, all he talks about, all he fights for, lives for, be willing to die for. Her. Whistle and thud, and a grenade is laid down to the ground gently, right behind him. So what does he do? What makes a man? Is it the selfishness to run so he can see her, or the selflessness to jump so he can save them? What makes a man? 2 part-time jobs and a cushy home to boot. Life seems great, life seems grand, and with 2 parents who pay, life is dandy. Not rolling in cash, not many bills to pay, gas in the tank, and whatever other useless stuff he can rake in. Times are slim, but for him, he's still getting a DVD a week and some new clothes on the weekend. But then, he's reminded of the poverty of the society of Africa and how their health and wealth isn't the same as his health and wealth. So what does he do? What makes a man? Is it the excuse he makes that's in another man's hands? Or the choice he makes, the responsibility is in his own hands? What makes a man? What makes a man? What makes a man? I think I know. And maybe you do too, but let me impart what I've learned so far. So what makes a man? Love makes a man. I was once told, and I believe, if you ask what's the loving thing to do, you will be right 95% of the time. And the rest of the time, you'll be striving to find what is right, and that makes a man too. See, we all have this delusion that being a man isn't the same as being a gentleman, and the gentlemanly thing to do definitely isn't the manly thing to do. But what makes a man? Gentleness, kindness, self-control. A searching man once made a list of all the things a man is, wrote them on Post-its and stuck them where he could not forget it. And his ever-growing list ever grew into a tree of life and knowledge, and he picked off the fruits and he learned. A man is responsible. A man is respectable, respectful. A man is humble. A man is selfless. A man is self-sacrificial. And a man is a lot of other things we don't think we can be. Some things are just too subjective. He can be it, I can't be it, we'll just leave it. But a man is wise. And a man is patient and courteous and honest, chivalrous, willing, loyal, dedicated. And a man is sincere, and he's quick to listen, and he's slow to speak. And a man is a lot of other things that actually come easy. Because a man is prayerful. And a man is peaceful and comforting and strong, but not in the way you're thinking of strong. Because a man, he's strong. And a man is joyful. And he's pure in thought and action. And a man is vigorous in his pursuit of goodness and righteousness. And a man is steadfast. And he holds to the truth no matter what. No matter the consequences, no matter the insult or the pride holding him back. Because you know what? Of all the fruits on the tree the searching man made, there was one he forbade to never let go. And it is, a man is content with Jesus as his everything. Because what makes a man? God makes a man. God fear, God near, God hear. For God so loved the world that he believed in man. He believes in man. They say God won't give us more than we can handle, and this is what he's given us. So what can we handle? See, we're all searching for what a man is, whether you're male or you're female, and I don't have all the answers yet because there are too many I don't want to forget and too many more to explore. So I want to leave you with these 4 simple words, with this quest that should help you in life with your struggles and strife. Are you ready? It's a tough one. It's a doozy. It's a hard one. But it's easier if you're searching. If you're asking, what makes a man? And I think you know.